This all started because I woke up this morning and I was like, God, why? Not why did I wake up, but like, God, how? When? God, when? And the answer came that, you know what? All of the answers I'm seeking are within me, and now it's time to stop objectively believing it and start subjectively believing it. Okay? So, yeah, stop telling, start doing. Okay? Stop speaking, start doing. So, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm here right now. People have like a verbal bio where they're just like, yeah, my name is so and so, right? So like mine would be like, my name is Teresa and I help people, right? So for me, I guess it's like, my name is Teresa. I'm mostly building in public in the areas of tech, life, and art, right? I dive deeper into subjects like business, finances, things around investing, debt repayments, being a serial entrepreneur, navigating homelessness, abuse, trauma, bullying, and, figuring out who I am as a person and helping others along the way through my experiences and my knowledge and wisdom and all that I have to share and offer to this world. Yeah, okay, that was like a minute. It was like less than a minute because like I was talking about other stuff too, but yeah. So okay, essentially essentially that's what I do. That's what it is. Damn, had me staring like that guy who was all right.
What do you like? All right, what? All right.
All right, like we get it. All right. Let me try it again, right? So my name is Teresa and my page is all about tech, life, and art. And I dive deeper into topics around like being a serial entrepreneur, so business, finance, around investing and debt repayment, fashion, modeling, spirituality, and relationships, identity, personal development, all of that. And I am mostly building my life in public. So mostly building my life in public as a multi-passionate, and let's see where this journey gets me. Let's see where this journey takes me, and hope you join in too. If there's anything in particular that you'd love to know, let me know, and and we can get into it, or not, or we can get into it. So yes, I'm excited. I'm a calm excited right now, like not the one that's like but like a grounded confidence, like a knowing.
Very mindful.
Like, okay, God, I know that you brought me here for a reason. And that reason also has to do with like just having like a 180 in my life, and discovering what it is that I want to do, especially to also bring income as well as like fulfillment, instead of just continuing to like live a life of resignation, and kind of being active, kind of being passive. I'm just like straddling the line. I was like, I want more for myself, or I want better things. Okay? Lack of a better word, we're gonna use that one. Things. So, I was just kind of like, okay, there has, like, I don't, like, what is it? What can I do? And, just feeling stuck and feeling lost and feeling like ugh. And as much as I'm on like vacation or holy bumps, right? Like it's gonna come to an end. And instead of living my vacations, mourning them, or, grieving the end of it, how can I make it so that way it's not I'm grieving or like I'm mourning? Okay, let me reframe. I want to live my life in a way where my holidays or vacations aren't an escape from my reality. Like, this is my reality, right? Where I have these slow vacations, right? I get up when I want to, I take my time, find something to eat, I go and explore at my own pace, and freaking, like, just taking my time with everything, and not, for example, like going on vacation and being like, oh, I need to get in all these touristy spots right now because I will never be here again. And like, we don't need to waste the experience that we have here. We need to like take everything in at once right now. And instead, I'm just like, no, I can be back. If I want to come back, I'll come back. And a way will be made for that. And there's a life I'm envisioning for myself. And as much as it's great for me now, this is not the goal long term. Okay? So I need to figure something out because, yeah. And quickly at that too, let me just be honest, not a matter of like time isn't like on our side, but how long do I want to live like this before? How long do I want to live like this? Answer that question, right? So that's what I mean by quickly too, because I want different, I want more, I want better. And we're going for it. I'm trying to see if I want to wear my glasses. I do love my glasses. I'm gonna keep them on because I can. So, okay. I guess like what I want to say is, through that prayer, I was directed to a TikTok video, right? Yep, that's right. I woke up out my sleep and was on TikTok immediately. So, yeah. I was directed to a video, and I came across this lady's page. She's a lesbian and she's also spiritual. So, that was very important because of my own journey with queerness and spirituality, or I guess religion turned spirituality. So, yeah, and in one of her videos, she's pretty much just talking about like how God is within us, and we're consistently like looking outside of ourselves, for direction or things along those lines. And the download that I received from watching that video was, you keep asking me for guidance to do this, or the strength to do that, or direction, discipline, all these different things, when in reality all of that is already within you, and it is up to you to do the execution. It is up to you to put these tools in place to reach your outcome. Okay? So for me, it was like, man, right? Like, I want to be fulfilled. I want to be fulfilled in all areas of my life, right? So what am I doing for income? Like I want to make sure that I'm not just working to live, or like working because bills exist, right? I want to do something that I thoroughly enjoy. And what does that look like? How do I get there? And God, please, reveal that to me, direct me to getting to that point. And I had to really just sit back and think, like, I keep saying, oh, I don't know what to do. Yes, I do. Okay. And I need to stop saying that, because more than once I have been shown, right? I have the tools to get started with digital marketing. For example, I have like overcome this like fear of putting myself out there online. Like I'm doing this video, so yay me. We're gonna pause and we're gonna celebrate, right? See, yeah, like I thought this was a challenge. Like this was the toughest part. It was not. Okay, breeze. This right here, a breeze compared to all the other revelations that I had once I started putting myself out here. So yeah, it really was like an accountability session. And all of a sudden I was telling myself, all right, now you gotta get up. And I'm like, but I don't want to. It's like 4:50 a.m. Like, I don't want to. Come on, who wants to be up at this time, right? Willingly, come on. So like, yeah, and then I was bargaining with myself, man. I was out here like, okay, you get up, right? You can get yourself a nice breakfast from somewhere. And I was like, and I was like, wow, all of this because let me just scratch break. All of this because I don't want to get up to like do something for my own good. That's the attitude that I have, man. Right? It's like, and it's not even about getting up in the morning, because the moment, like, okay, I've been getting energy consistently towards the end of the day, and I get things done. Great, understood. But whenever it comes to this particular aspect of my life, when it comes to like, okay, I want to now sit down, focus, and do something, for example, to bring me the income, to execute something to bring me the income, that's where the blockage lies, right? I can do all the other things, for example, like the recording of the videos, finding trends, all of that. But now it's, okay, pay attention, focus, facial books. No, doesn't matter what time of day it is, no. And so it took me 2 hours to settle down and do this video, right? And so it's irregardless of the time of day that it is. But yeah, it really, I like bargained with myself, let's go, let's get up, let's do it. And so I did it, right? Doesn't matter that it was slow, right? I still got started. I still got something done. And for me, it really is now, like, before I used to say, oh, like, I'm not disciplined, all that kind of stuff, or I'm not motivated. That's not true. I had to find the technique that works for me for discipline and for motivation. Like, an example is doing this video right now, right? I know that if I get up and just start working away at like creating my digital products, right, whatever that ends up being at this point, I would feel like like it wouldn't feel like the best use of my energy. And whereas speaking, right, one, I'm working on my throat chakra, and two, I get to express myself quicker, and to a degree more authentically than if I were to write. And this also moves the needle and it gets me further along, right? So although I started begrudgingly, I started nonetheless, and I'm moving forward, right? I recorded like a little snippet draft video, just to kind of like get into the mood of it. I changed. I even ironed my shirt. I promise you, I ironed it. I promise. I tried. Because I don't be ironing myself. Said it on the truth bomb. But yeah, like, lost my train of thought, bruh. So, okay, we're back. So, what am I doing with myself? I just saw the angel number 2616, so I came to look it up, and it says that this number is all about personal growth and development. Okay? And overall, it carries a message of balance, harmony, and spiritual growth. It encourages you to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your higher purpose and trust in the divine guidance that you receive. Can I get an amen? Let the church say amen. If that doesn't say I'm on the right path, I don't know what does. Okay, so I was talking about like getting into digital products and just not knowing like where to start with that and what to do. So, which eventually led to like frustration and stagnation, right? And I just had a thought, which was, okay, maybe it's because I just didn't know how to start, right? And like, so by doing this, by creating these videos, eventually I'll see what comes out and I can use that to guide my next steps and whatever, right? So yes, I mean, in general, I've pretty much just been like a go with the flow kind of person. I mean, yes, because of some incidents and experiences, I've become very much so like hyper vigilant and like wanting to be in control of situations. However, I am peeling back those layers and getting back to my state of just being passive, right? Like a lot of the times people will be like, oh, what are you doing? Don't know. What you gonna do? Don't know, right? And a great example of this is Nymphia Wynn. This clip of her right here, it is, right? And it's like, you know, being that one who's like to the world, right? Like you got your shit together, you know, you're a strong one, like you're hardworking, all this, all that. But internally, like your world is crumbling. Like the moment you get indoors, okay, you get a moment to yourself. It's like, if you don't continue with the facade, you will literally perish. That's what it felt like. Like I didn't have time to think about anything apart from keeping it together, because if I'm not the strong one, then who is? Right? If I'm not the one who's put together, then who is? Okay? And I mean, that's been a theme from like childhood, right? Like I grew up very quickly. I was a parentified kid, and so that theme has carried on throughout adulthood, adolescence and into adulthood, right? So carrying on more of like that nurturing or maternal instinct. And not to say that, you know, I don't love that part of me. I do. It's just recognizing when it needs to come out versus like, you know, being on all the time, because then it loses its essence and power, right? Like people pleasing, right? You're out here like overextending yourself and then eventually becoming resentful of the other person to the point where eventually that person will feel like you're not actually doing these things because you want to do them. Like there's something more going on, right? And yeah, I had to like be honest with myself to be like, this is a trait of myself I do love, okay? However, I am now overextending myself and feeling resentful because of it, right? I want to do things for people because I genuinely have the capacity to, and the bandwidth, right? Versus, oh, I need to do this so that I can be liked and this, that, and the third. And another thing, right, is like a lot of the behaviors or, yeah, behaviors that I had were based on survival, right? So so it was mainly like, okay, I need to move a certain way with someone. I need to do something a certain way, or else, you know, unless it, or else it threatens my Maslow's hierarchy. And one thing about me is I will always have that first line of defense, okay? If something's going to disturb like my home life or stability in any type of way, I will conform, okay? And so I understand how that's not helpful. At the same time, it is a survival tactic, and it has helped me, okay? To the point where now I'm like, I've noticed where this kicks in when there's an imbalanced power dynamic, okay? Can power dynamics be balanced? Anyways, so when it's like, okay, if there's a perceived imbalance there, for me at least, I'm gonna start conforming because Maslow's got it. Great. So it's like kind of where I could live with someone, right? And like if the relationship feels safe enough to do so, I can address certain things, great. If not, I won't, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's my home life. I want to keep that as peaceful as possible. And then I found that's also another aspect of something in my chart. I'm into astrology in case y'all didn't know. But yeah, so and any strength overplayed becomes a weakness. Really is about finding balance. And that's this chapter that I am in my life. It's moving from one extreme to the other, but where's the balance for me, right? Like in this whole deconditioning or even reconditioning myself, noticing that yes, I've flown from one end to the next end, right? Where it's like being completely like closed off and like quiet and reserved to now just being like out there 24/7 all the time. And so people who have met me at a stage closer to this time in my life will be like, wow, like you were quiet? I know, but I don't shut up. I be yapping. It's interesting. And I received like a prompt, we'll say, right? Where I was talking to like a friend / colleague. We were colleagues first. And I was like, how do you have such like two distinct personalities, right? Like one is for work and then the other one is like after hours. And she was saying because she has a strong sense of self and that she doesn't feel that the people at work are not her friends, right? And she doesn't feel the need to be a certain way to make them her friends. Essentially, that's like, I'm kind of like paraphrasing here. And at first that like hit me because I was like, whoa, hold on. In my inner world, I was like, what are you trying to say? Trying to say I'm out here trying to do things so that I can make friends, I can be palatable, whatever. Correct. And that's what brought me to the realization of, wow, I really will like Tetris and Rubik's Cube myself. Okay. Another like on another type of people pleasing and just palatability to have my needs met, whatever my needs are. And when I was younger, okay, fine, right? I was a kid, cool. These were skills that I acquired, fine. Along the way in life, through homelessness and everything else, it helped. right, in terms of navigating the system. However, now I'm no longer in survival mode, I'm in thriving mode. And so now these skills have become maladaptive. Okay? No longer necessary. If there's ever a situation that requires that, I have it in my toolbox, okay? I haven't discarded it, it's just there. It can lie dormant now. It's all right. We can start climbing up the hierarchy, okay? Like Maslow's hierarchy for like, reference. So yeah, it was interesting because then I was like, I took a step back and I was like, am I really this like gregarious? Look at me. Am I really this like eccentric person at work because I want my needs to be met in some way? Whether it's I don't want to be perceived. That's an interesting thing there, right? I do that because all you'll see is the mask that I'm putting out there, and you won't actually get behind that. So I'm not being perceived. I'm still protecting myself. Okay. Now that I've recognized this, is this something that I want to change? I want to change the outcome of it. I want to change the why, the purpose behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so I do like being outgoing and like connecting with people and speaking with them and making those relationships and all that kind of stuff. However, I don't like the reason that I'm doing it for, right? So I will change that. So now it's just, yep, I'm outgoing, I'm personable, done. It's not, I'm acting outgoing and personable so that, done. We're not doing that anymore, right? Scrapped. So it really, yeah, that was a moment of check for me. I've had many other moments of check, and grateful for them all because it really has you sit down, look at yourself and be like, bro, you're not exceptional. Like, I was really I want to say stuff from exceptionalism. And what I mean by that is just like, like feeling like I'm the only one who's been through something, or like I'm the only one who's had like X, Y, whatever the case is. And I can also understand how I got there. Let me tell you something, all right? I have done all the thinking. I have done all the thinking. The therapy, all of it. So, yeah. So, when it comes to intellectualizing and rationalizing the thoughts, done did it. I need my PhD in it, all right? And I want to get to the point where I don't keep doing these like context switches and stuff like that. I mean, sure, there are behaviors and things like that come up sometimes. I still need to stop, think, and see what's going on. Or sometimes I'm not aware of something and then it comes to my attention later on. Cool. I'm not saying I know everything. I don't. Okay. What I'm speaking on right now is what I do know. And I'd be saying I don't know anything. Anyways, so yeah. Okay, where are we at? It's getting real hot. Okay, so yeah, exceptionalism. I got driven out of my seat by a bee. Really big bee, mind you. Might have been a bumble. Could have been a wasp. It's fat. But yeah, so like exceptionalism, in a word of the day, maladaptive way, right? So what I mean by that is kind of like growing up as a pretty isolated child, and then with experiences of like the bullying and all of that, I internalized so much for it to be like I'm bad, something is wrong with me, it's me, whatever the case is, right? And then so obviously it led to like that sense of like self-centeredness around negativity, okay, and horrible experiences. So I would never like outwardly do the oppression Olympics. I did it in here, right? So if somebody was talking about their stuff or whatever, cool. But at the same time though, right, and it didn't do anything for me except keep me stuck and like upset and depressed and all that kind of stuff, like, and feeling horrible about myself. It was like I was it was this vicious cycle of like reminding myself of how much I've been through or how much I've like survived, and how I can't even explain that to you right now. I wish I could draw a picture or something. I might do that, you know. But yeah, so the point being, like, once I started, I was like, okay, you know what? I got to a point where I was like, I can only do so much healing alone, and you start doing it in community, and you start doing it in relationships, okay, and you start meeting people and all that stuff. And so I have now like taken steps to open up to some people, to make certain types of relationships, or to attend certain things. And I'm glad I did, because guess what? I got to learn more about myself. So now it's like, now meeting new people and interacting with people, all that stuff doesn't feel as daunting anymore, because it's less about them and like, ooh, like, do they like me? Like, I wonder what they think about me and stuff like that. It's more about, what am I gonna learn about myself in this interaction? Like, how can I show up as more of me and then learn more about me? Now it's all about me, but in a good way. In a good way, in a way that also benefits others, okay? What benefit am I putting out here in this world and to others if I'm sitting here being shitty to myself? None, right? I don't know. In my head, I was like, Jeopardy time, but moments passed. Okay, so like, what benefit am I doing to the world if I'm being loving and great to myself? Right? It's like, it's supposed to be like confetti. Okay, all right. I'm getting sidetracked here, but I'm just gonna say it so that I have it documented somewhere. I'm doing a video on like the checks that I've received in life. I did something similar. On TikTok already, where I said these were like moments that changed my life, right? What I meant by like checks or like prompts. So yeah, that in regards to, okay, that spirituality, how I became spiritual, how astrology brought me to God, right? Like working through the effects of bullying, working through the effects of trauma, an abusive childhood, all that stuff. Childhood sexual assault, we may not get into that, but you know I said it, it's happened, like, you know it's there, okay? Yeah, I'm feeling physical symptoms of like restriction, so maybe we'll just like leave that. But yeah, it's the effects of that still manifested, and a lot of the things that I have done to work through other traumas in my life also apply to that. So what else? Hey. Okay. I guess also like talking about getting started on TikTok, getting started with like this journey of content creation and all of that, and putting myself out here, and yeah. So another segment on thoughts and how I reframed my thinking, actually how I'm reframing my thinking, because it's still a process, I'm still doing it. Right, exceptionalism, okay, oppression Olympics, all of that, and how I got from like the one side to the other side is like, I know this is not healthy, or it's not helpful, okay? These are just things that work for me, okay? So for example, it's kind of like berating myself to a degree by saying your mates have also been through something and look at you. Why can't you do what you need to do, right? Maybe it's, I don't know, is it tough love? Okay, whatever, right? But not in the nicest of ways, not in the most comforting of ways. It's more so around shaming and guilting, and that's because, again, that is something that is something that has been a constant. There we go. Because it's not comfortable to me. It's not something I enjoy, whatever the case is. Some of these maladaptive tools, right? I can kind of use it to kind of get myself to a level, and then swoop in with like the higher version of me that's like, all right, cool. Sorry, we're soothing it now. There's like this saying that my mom would say where it's like, I don't know, you like slap someone and soothe them or something. Like, yeah. Anyways, I'm using that as a way to like motivate myself. Works to a degree. So, yes, and the goal is to not have to do that, right? There are so many goals that I have, and I was like, okay, I want to get started with that. I want accountability partners. I also want to document this journey, and I want to share it with whoever else may, need this kind of insight, right? Like, I know that for myself, at least, like, I found my wisdom and my journey through watching many different people, and I do prefer to be a one-stop shop for everything, or to have a one-stop shop. And so that's realistically why my brand is the way it is, right? Where if we're looking at the overarching themes, it's around tech, life, and art. Oh, let me do that again. It's around tech, life, and art. Okay, so yes, but then you break it down, and then there were so many different like branches and facets to myself, and wanting to have everything in one place, because I want to see how I've navigated through each of these buckets, and how like what each of them means to me and all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully there's somebody else who's also out there who loves to have a one-stop shop and is like, okay, but how did this person navigate this, that. I love the fashion content, but also you mentioned something in passing and I want to know about that, right? So kind of like, all of that. And a lot is around just like my reframing of thoughts, and the process that I used to get to this point. And yeah, that's it. I did get so caught up on like, oh my gosh, how am I going to translate this for, other people to understand, or like I need to put this in a way where I'm framing it for the consumer. And to be really frank, I'm speaking about me and my experiences and all of that, and then I can only frame it. So I can only edit it so much for like the output. No, that's what I'm trying to say. I can own. Okay, I'm speaking about me and my experiences, how I got from A to B. Okay, and if I am framing it for others, there's only so much I can talk about where it starts to feel disingenuous. There we go. So, and then I did some research, and then also thought back to like what resonated the most with me for some people's videos and content, and it really was just them talking about themselves, and then whatever resonated with me from that I picked. Okay, and if it didn't resonate, I moved on. This chopper is being disrespectfully loud. What has also helped me in this journey is, okay, what have other creators done? What have I found interesting about that? What didn't I like? How can I put my own spin on it? What makes me different from them or similar? All that stuff. And using those as like prompts, and wow, I love the word prompts. And just using those as guidelines to getting started, right? So Eventually I will get out there with the drones and, you know, with, I don't know, some like next level edits, right? But for now, as someone who's beginning, as someone who is starting out, I'm doing what is realistic for me so that I can be consistent and show up. I recently said to myself I was going to do 30 days of showing up on TikTok, like consistently posting, and ambitious. I love that. I love it. It's great. It was a great goal. However, I didn't factor in that, one, I'm on vacation. Two, the editing time it took to go through the footage I already had to post. And three, I was doing it like live, meaning it was like I would record something and then, like, you know, edit it to put it out there. And yeah, it was taken away from my vacation. Okay, so I've learned some things from that experience, okay, which will be a separate video, but yeah, all of it really is just step by step, right? So actually, also in getting started in this journey, I didn't always use content that was most recent. Use anything from any time, right? Scroll through my camera roll and I'm like, oh, this looks cool. Maybe I can use that right now, or whatever the case is. You don't always have to be generating, okay? Rest. You don't have to be generating, you can rest. I literally forgot about technology, babes. That's in my title. That's in the bio, and I forgot about tech. I promise you, it holds a large chunk, okay, of my identity. So yeah. Ooh, like these three areas are like 33%. That's so cool. That's so cool. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot about technology. But yeah, so figure out what it is I'm going to do for my birthday. I'm a Leo, babes. I'm a Leo. At first I never saw it, but now I'm starting to see it as I evolve, as I come to self. Okay, so also I can't stop looking at my skin because wow, we've come a long way. You before couldn't catch me wearing shirts that expose my like collarbone, okay, or a bit of like my chest, because of how dark my face and neck were in comparison to my chest. And now we're like, it's evening out thanks to the depigmentation process that I've been doing through the cosmelan peel. But yeah, that, so there'll be some more information on that. Yeah. Yeah, so now I can wear my shirts like that. So I can wear shirts like that. But as I'm figuring that out now, I've decided to record this video, which now will help with my YouTube and help with my TikTok as well. And then through there, I can branch off into the digital projects that I was thinking of earlier, right? So whatever shape or form that turns out to be, that's one area. I mean, I also have another business that I'm building through my master's program, and I also want to give that the time and attention that it deserves, because it is such a great service. And yeah, it's definitely something that's lacking in the world, right? And so yeah, it's something that's lacking in the world, and I can't wait for it to come to fruition, okay? Because yeah, we des- let's be. We deserve better in healthcare. That's just point blank, period. There's no reason for it to be commercialized. Okay? So, yeah, we deserve better in healthcare. And, yeah, like so many things. Like, get my mama out the hood. Like, Operation Get My Mama Out of the Hood, bro. Like, get her into something nice. She deserves that. She really does. So does my inner child. I can go and sleep over and stuff. You know, like, there are so many great things that I want to do in this life for myself, for the people I love, and for the world. And the way for me to get there is not through working a 9 to 5, and there's no shade on that. If there was a way for me to work the 9 to 5 to get there, then by all means, because I feel like in a way, depending on where you are, it can be easy to just sit there and stack, right? For me, it isn't, just because I know of the flexibility that I require, and getting that through typical work has not been the easiest, okay? So, yeah. Now I'm on this journey, and y'all are on it with me, okay? And then I'm gonna post some more. Cause this is fun now. Like, this is fun now. Like all the daunting bit has been taken out of that. I completely get how this shit can be terrifying. I honestly get it. And now I'm just like, Alright, I am thinking about the end goal. I'm thinking about everything, okay? So, yeah. Some tips for myself for the editing of this vlog or video. Not vlog, right? It's a video. Editing of this video is to think of the direction I want to take this in. So, does the message still come through with how it's been edited? Okay. And this is not for hee hee ha ha laughs. This is dead ass. Okay. So, yeah. There can be laughs along the way, but understanding for me, because I do know that I love to deflect through humor and things like that. Yeah. It must be exhausting consistently analyzing yourself. It is. It is. And it won't always be like this. This is just the beginning, and I'm sharing this process because then eventually we will both see me transition to just being instead of being then been, then being then been, you know? Present then past, present then past. So, where's it future? Because the future me is like analyzing the past me, which was in the present. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Yeah. Basically, what I want to do now is wrap this up. Will I eventually niche down? Is that a byproduct of figuring out myself? Or do I just remain the niche as this multi-passionate?